I hope you can hear me now. My microphone wasn't on. I'm so sorry. What I was saying was hello and good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. So today's live is on the topic of nighttime snacking. And I see when people request to join the group, you answer those questions. And I can't tell you how many times a day when I read those questions, how many people say that one of their biggest struggles is eating at night and the nighttime snacking. So I figured that would be a really good topic to talk about today. So let's get going. I'm really hoping that you can hear me now. Okay. All right. So I wanted to start this first of all by talking about the phrase binge eating. What I see a lot is a lot of people say to me, my all-time biggest issue is binge eating at night. And I totally understand what you mean. I get what you mean. However, I want to talk about the term binge eating because that is actually a diagnosed eating disorder. And so number one, I just want to ask that you maybe be a little bit careful with using that phrase, considering what it truly means is an actual eating disorder. When I hear people say that, in my coaching brain, automatically, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, let me find some resources for this person and help them out. And then I realize, okay, wait, no, they're just using that as an expression, meaning that they're doing a lot of eating in the evenings. But if you are wondering, or if you are maybe curious or concerned that you might suffer from true binge eating disorder, I'm going to drop a link down in the comments after this video. And that way you can get some more information about it. And if you feel like this link is describing you, I 1,000% encourage you to reach out for help. You can find someone local, a therapist or counselor, things like that. But also on the website, I'm going to put in, it's the National Eating Disorder Association. They have a chat now button right on there that you can click it and type and get some information and get some resources. They also have a toll-free phone number on there if you just want to call someone. So I just want to make sure I put that out there because there are people out there that do suffer from true binge eating disorder. However, the majority of us are not really suffering from true binge eating disorder, but more so boredom eating. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So 5 strategies are what I promised you. And some of these might not be necessarily new to you. Some of these might be things you forgot about, maybe some new ideas. If you have any other ideas, I please encourage you to comment them in the comment box below and share with everybody. So the more strategies we can share together, the better we all are. So strategy number 1, plan for it. So what I mean by that is if you know that you are going to want a nighttime snack. So actually, hold on, let me back up a minute. Let me first address the fact that it doesn't matter what time of day you eat. I see this insanity all of the time where people are saying, don't eat after 6 o'clock or whatever. Y'all, nothing magic happens to calories or macros after the clock hits a certain time of day. It makes no difference when you eat. The only difference that's going to matter when you eat is if you sleep better on a full or an empty stomach. You know, everybody's a little bit different. If eating at night is causing you to not get good sleep, then don't eat at night. If it doesn't affect your sleep, there's nothing wrong with eating at night. So it's absolutely not at all a concern. If you want to eat something at 6:01, at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, at midnight, that doesn't matter as long as it's not affecting your personal sleep. So let me start there. So plan for it. If you know that you're going to want that nighttime snack and it's not affecting your sleep, then plan for it ahead of time. So here's what I do. I love popcorn, like really like popcorn, like butter, popcorn, cheese, popcorn, kettle corn, caramel corn. I could go on all day. I'm like Forrest Gump over here with the shrimp. I could go on forever and I will eat all of the popcorn. So since I know this is something I'm going to want at night, I plan for it and I put it in my tracker in the morning. So I use my FitnessPal. And if I know that I'm going to want Boom Chicka Pop, happens to be around this house a lot, and I'm probably going to eat some Boom Chicka Pop, I'll put in 1 or 2 servings into my FitnessPal first thing in the morning. So it is already accounted for in my tracker. And as I go throughout my day, I know what I have left to work with. So eating that in the evening is not going to affect my goals at all. It fits in with part of my plan. So if you plan for what you're going to have ahead of time, number 1, that gives you a sense of control. Right? It makes us feel like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and it's part of the plan, and it keeps us from getting that uncontrolled spiral kind of deal that happens when we keep going back and back and back and back to the fridge. So plan for it ahead of time. Let's see. Number two, make sure that you've got a routine. So, what I mean by that is a lot of times I hear people tell me, I got so busy I forgot to eat, which never happened to me. I don't think I've ever forgotten to eat food. Like, I might forget to not eat, but I never forget to actually eat. But I hear it from people all the time. So what happens when people do that is by the time they get to the evening, they are so hungry, they're just eating everything and it's out of control. Nothing is tracked or portioned or even given any thought to whether or not it's healthy. So by having a routine and having that structure around your meals, even if that means setting an alarm to make sure you remember to eat at lunchtime, whatever that might be for you in your work schedule or whatever, making sure that you have a routine around what you're going to have for breakfast and when you're going to have it. I drink a smoothie every single day for breakfast. So I have in advance, all of my fruits are cut up and in a container in the freezer. And all I have to do is grab my almond milk, put it in, my protein powder and glutamine and collagen that I do every day. And then I just dump the frozen fruit on top, turn it on, and I'm ready to go. I pour it in a cup and I'm out the door or whatever, wherever I'm going. So have a system and have a routine around these things so that you can't say, I got too busy. No, you have this all set up and it's already, again, planned for it, coming back to number one. You got this routine down, you're able to do it, and then you're not going to be starving to death by the evening when you need, I totally distracted myself right now. So you're not going to be starving in the evening when you can eat, again, whatever you've planned for that's part of your routine, not just anything because you're starving to death at the nighttime. Okay, number three, stress reducing strategies. A lot of people are stress eating. Super common. It happens to all of us. We're just freaking out on whatever's going on with work or family or friends or relationships or whatever. And we're just mindlessly just eating because we're stressed. So when we do that, that doesn't ever really fix our stress. It might taste delicious for a minute, but when it's gone, we're still stressed out. It really didn't help. So coming up with strategies that work for you in your schedule, in your day, that you can do to de-stress is going to be really, really helpful. So the next time you're acknowledging that you're stressed and wanting to go for the food, try something like box breathing. So it's a deep breathing strategy. We talked about box breathing a while back in a Facebook Live, and I would share it in the comments. However, it got deleted before I knew that Facebook deletes videos. So I lost it. So we'll have to do another one. But you can Google box breathing, and that's a really good one that can help you. I do that in the car when I'm stressed, like road raging. I could do some box breathing to calm down. I do it at night before I go to bed every single day. I do box breathing often, all the time. You can do it anywhere. You can do it at your desk. You can do it anywhere, and that will help calm you. It will slow your heart rate. It will relax you, and it's distracting you from going to the refrigerator. So other ideas might be take a warm bath if you're at home. Maybe you could take a walk, call a friend, call a family member. Meditation, doing a little bit of yoga or calm stretching, anything like that will actually truly help your stress, whereas the food does not, and it's distracting you from the food. So we're kind of training ourselves to not think automatically go get food, but we're thinking, oh, this would be a really great time to get down on the floor on my yoga mat and do some stretching, okay? So we got to retrain our brain. We got to rewire our brain a little bit. Number 4 is protein. You're probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about eating enough protein, but most women don't. So I'm going to keep on talking about it. So if you are truly hungry and you're not just bored eating, but you're actually hungry and it's at nighttime when you feel like you shouldn't be hungry because you've eaten throughout the day, it could be that you're not getting enough protein. So what you need is take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by, there's a range here, you can multiply it by 0.7 up to 1.2. And that's how many grams of protein you should have daily. So the 0.7 is the low end. 1.2 is a very high end, and I'll be honest, most people don't need 1.2. I generally don't really go past about 1. So like if you weigh 135 pounds, 135 grams of protein. Some of my strength athletes, my power lifters, we might go a little bit higher than 1, but most people in general, you don't need to go that high past the 1. So once you've done that math there a little bit, so again, that was 0.7 up to 1.2, anywhere in that window, multiplied by your body weight in pounds. So the only time that will not be the case is if you are considerably overweight, considered in the obese category, then you would want to do that, multiply that range by your ideal body weight, not by your current body weight. So that's protein. And finally, we're at number 5, distraction. If you are noticing that you're reaching for the snacks just because you're bored, so again, you're not hungry, you're just bored and you feel like it's something you need to do, find a way to distract yourself. Call a friend, take a walk, occupy your hands. Sometimes it's just this movement. Like you might have heard, if you've ever been a smoker, or if you've heard of people who are smokers, sometimes it's just that habit of doing this. They have to occupy their hands somehow. Snacking is the same way. If you're reaching for the chips and always wanting to eat and it's just a habit to do this, we've got to break that habit and give your hands something else to do. So you could do a puzzle, you could take up knitting, crocheting. I don't know, all these fancy things that I would always love to learn how to do that I don't know how to do. You could even do some journaling. So anything like that, even if it's on your phone, maybe you're researching healthy recipes that you might want to make later, things like that are just going to distract your brain and occupy your hands so that you're not thinking about the potato chips in the pantry or thinking about this act of reaching and putting in your mouth, right? Whew, I feel like I talked really fast. I hope that wasn't too fast. So I want to recap. So number 1, plan for your snack. If you know you're going to eat it, plan for it. There's nothing wrong with eating at night. Calories and macros don't mysteriously change and become something horrible at 6:01 in the evening. It doesn't matter when you eat as long as you're able to sleep well. So plan for it. Number 2, make a routine to make sure you're not starving by the time evening comes around. Eat throughout the day appropriately. Number 3, find healthy ways to de-stress that don't involve food, because the food doesn't actually de-stress us. Number 4, make sure you're getting enough protein. 0.7 up to 1.2 times your body weight in pounds is what you're looking for. And then finally, last but not least, distract yourself somehow. Find some way to distract. So there's 5 ideas. There's, of course, many, 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 many more. So hopefully maybe you have some ideas that you have done before or have heard about. And if you do, please leave that in the comments for everybody to share. We can get some conversation going around this. That would be pretty rad. If you have any questions about anything at all, whether it's on this topic or any other topic, or if you have any ideas of things that you would like for me to do a live on that you can learn more about, please also put that in the comments. It's really, 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 really helpful for me so I don't have to sit here and invent what to talk about. So I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. If you're in Middle Tennessee, stay safe in the snow, if it even snows, because I don't think the weather people even know if it's going to snow, but whatever happens, stay safe. Have a great weekend. I will talk to y'all later.